breeze through headlines. Of course, we got to do that, touch on some of the news that came out on last week. And we'll start with the Oscars. The Oscars made a lot of noise for the second year in a row. We had a whiteout with the Academy. The nominations were made, and of the 20 slots for lead and supporting actors, none of them were of color. All white, once again. This is something that the Academy has made known that they're going to be putting forth efforts to diversify their nominations. And that statement was made loudly last year when we saw this similar occurrence. But I guess they're still working on it because it didn't happen this year. And that's in the face of having a president that's an African-American female, Cheryl Boone Isaacs. The actual co-producer of this show will be a black man, Reggie Hudlin. And, of course, the show will be hosted by Chris Rock. So you got all that at the front end. But when it comes down to the nominations, we ain't there. Hashtag Whiteout. The show will air on February 28th. It'll be on ABC. Will you be watching? This will be the 88th annual Oscars. Will you be watching?
No.
Me neither.
No, like
I never do.
Yeah.
Of the 88 I've seen, probably 0.
We all watched the one when Jamie Foxx won, when Halle Berry won, when Monique won, and who's to say anybody watched the whole broadcast?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if I saw that. I think I might have saw that on replay, but I definitely didn't watch the whole broadcast. But needless to say, we've got to let you know of the potential African-American actors that probably should have been nominated. So you're looking at people that got snubbed. Idris Elba.
Beast of No Nation, which he was excellent in.
Samuel Jackson actually had a workout this year. The Hateful Eight. So he didn't get any recognition. Benicio del Toro, Sicario, Jason Mitchell from Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton did numbers.
And it was a dope movie. We went and saw that.
Movie. He didn't get any did not get a nomination. Michael B. Jordan. Go ahead. You gonna say something about Jason Mitchell?
He's the one that portrayed Eazy-E, right?
Eazy-E, correct.
Okay.
Eazy did an exceptional job in that playing Eazy-E. So none for him. Michael B. Jordan for Creed. Creed got in there in time to be a potential 2016 nomination. Michael B. Jordan didn't get anything for his role as Apollo Creed's son. But guess who did from that movie?
Sylvester Stallone.
And
note
nomination
people,
for supporting
Ryan
actor.
Coogler is the brother who directed Creed. He also directed Fruitvale Station.
Excellent work. And he got a lot of other stuff coming, but he didn't
get anything.
Nothing there. And then last but not least, Will Smith for his role in Concussion.
Yeah.
No mention. So that's kind of firepower that was left out of the nominations. So what does this mean? Does it mean that we're being neglected or not paid attention to? Does it mean that we're being devalued? Or is it more so a thing about us even putting any type of significance on what the Academy really is and what these Oscars mean? Is the question that we've got to answer. Now, on one hand, we just kind of said it. Does the Oscars respond like this because they know that we're, as just the common everyday people from this community, are not even connected to what it is that they're putting out? So they feel like, okay, they're not watching, so we can just give it to whoever we want to.
I mean, it brings up the whole question, like you said, of what value does the Oscars truly hold? And why do we hold on so tightly to the idea of winning an Academy Award or whatever a top award is in a particular field? So like music is a Grammy, the theater might be the Tony, TV might be the Emmy. It's like, why do we hold on to that when we have Image Awards? You know what I mean? And we have Soul Train Awards and Lady of Soul Awards, and you know what I mean? There are things that recognize artists predominantly in the black community, because the truth is, it's not even, like the Image Awards, it's people of color, period. Yeah. Which and then like Alma for Latino people, was it the Alma Awards? They actually have like the Latin Grammys. And then like they had like the country music Grammys or something like that. But I'm so exhausted, BG, about getting upset about things
Not
like
being
this.
let in. Yeah,
Because it's like they keep telling you, and they is not necessarily one group, you know what I mean? But they keep telling you, we aren't gonna let you in, no matter what you do. You can be twice as good, 10 times as good. If we don't want you in, the system can be rigged and set up to where you don't get in. And then at what point do you finally say, I don't need that validation. I don't need to feel like my work is worth being rewarded, awarded something. You know, like we talked about Alan Rickman passing away, and he gave this really good quote, which although he was, you know, a white actor, he had never been nominated or won an Oscar. And when he was asked about it, his attitude in so many words was, those awards are meant to, you're supposed to get those awards for a specific performance. It doesn't cover your body of work. So it doesn't matter to me because, you know, I can get an award for being Professor Snape, but that's not taking notice of, he was an activist in so many ways. So he directed stage plays that address that kind of thing. So, you know, although, like I said, he's a white actor, and I do think there's a slight difference. The way that he looked at it was not necessarily incorrect in my mind. You know what I mean? And Jada Pinkett just went online today, and, you know, it started yesterday, which I don't know if this is in response to her husband not being nominated, which I think is a fair response. But, you know, she's pretty much like, why are we even asking to be let in? You know, it was that initial reaction of Oscar's so white.
So white.
But then, you know, it's gone a little further today where, you know, she, I think, has gotten to the point where it's like, we don't have to beg for their acceptance. We don't have to beg to be let in. So my general attitude stays the same across the board when it comes to that. It's like, it's an award that only in the last 10 years you hearing first black lead actor awards, Denzel Washington, first black woman with Halle Berry, first black this, first black that. It's like, y'all ain't tired?
It's so reminiscent of, like, I'm gonna go here, the segregation and Jim Crow tactics of the past. It's like, okay, well, we create this entity, we create this award show, and we say that this award show is the best award show. This is the top award. If you get this award, you mean something. So now you've got a way classifying who counts and who doesn't count. You know, your award is better because you are a Oscar winner or whatnot. And all of that stuff is subjective. It's subjective all the way down to the people who decide who wins the award. So for us to sit here and to minimize our talent and the people that represent our community that are doing these works, that are being creative in their own right, to minimize them to only being significant if they get this award is a travesty. And then these are these wake-up calls to say, look, man, empower your own stuff. If you want something to validate and to really speak to how good your work is and how well your work is representative of what you believe and what you stand up for, applaud the awards that stand with you, that are in alignment with what your vision is and how you feel about it. Don't turn your back on those things that are designed to support you and spend all your energy trying to convince somebody who don't care about you that they should care about you, because that's a never ending and a forever losing battle.
And let's take it a step further. This can be akin to black business and how how black business is treated. Black businesses, as someone that has been a black business owner, sometimes your prices might be higher than your big box stores because you're smaller, you sell a lower volume, and you have it's a little bit harder to survive. So, you know, and I bring that up because that's one of those things that you kind of get a complaint about. Oh, it costs more, or the service isn't this, or it's not like that. Well, the reason it might come across as being subpar for some people is the revenue is not there, the support's not there. It's something that can't be maintained. And it's the same thing here. You got the Soul Train Awards. You got these Image Awards. You have these, I think Essence has a set of awards like you know what I mean? There are awards that are specific to people of color that don't get broadcast. They are not publicized as much. They're not mentioned. Like Monique made a good point. She was asked about her Oscar win, but she was like, how come no one ever mentions my Image Award? That was a dream come true for me. The NAACP Image Award. And I think we all are conditioned to dismiss it when people, when they, someone's resume or award roster is announced. We are real quick to dismiss the Image Award. It's almost like, oh, anybody can get that.
Right.
And that's no, anybody can't get that. Everyone, there are plenty of us who will walk through life and not get an award from the community or be recognized. So, like I said, I take that all the way to like how black business and businesses of color are treated too in general. So
it's all interrelated, and then it comes to the people and how the people value their own stuff, how the community values those entities and those organizations and those stores and those businesses that are designed to cater to the needs of the people. Because if you turn your back on that, if you can't appreciate the stuff that comes from you, you ain't going to be able to get no type of respect or no type of acknowledgement from no outsider. You can forget about that. So Whiteout 2016, continuation of Whiteout 2015. We'll see what 2017 has in store. Simone, you are our resident movie and music expert. You'll be keeping an eye on this.
You can put me on Front Street like that.
Yeah, and you'll let us know next year how well the Academy has responded to this issue and worked to get